Have you ever wondered about emerging trends, new technologies to use, and just generally where is the industry growing and how can you be on the precipice of change? Well, today we're going to uncover how we're doing this through some podcast monitoring. And I've set up a particular template here that is going to look at how we can do podcast signal intelligence flow. So let's dive into this and cover what this looks like. So to get started, what I did is I went to social listening and I've created a particular searching for agents in this particular instance that are linked to marketing and sales. So this is discussing any time that agents related to marketing have been used. And then what we've done is we've created this template here, which is going to go ahead and analyze the transcript of podcasts to understand if there are any emerging themes or topics being discussed that we haven't previously analyzed before. So how did we do it? Well, we've gone ahead and we've set up a trigger, which is pulling from the podcasts. And so we can see here, we have all of the podcast data coming in here. Then we're using the get podcast transcript node here. And then we're running an if node. So the reason that we're doing this is we won't always have the transcript for every single podcast. So what we're doing is we're saying, okay, well, hey, if the transcript is available, mark this as true. And then we're going to go through to this next agent step, which is going to run the analysis for us. If it's false, the workflow will stop there and we won't get anything as a result. So what we're then doing now is we've got this particular prompt running. And we'll read this prompt out now. Here is the transcript of a podcast that I've got. Your job is to read this transcript and let me know if they're talking about any interesting business trends or topics that are emerging related to marketing, sales, or product. If there is, I want you to look this trend or topic they are talking about from within your memory or context tool that you have access to so that you don't duplicate any trends, etc. Then I put the podcast transcript. Your response, if there is already this topic or trend in your knowledge base, is to give me the following one-word answer, false. If there is a new topic or trend, give me this in under 30 words. Ensure that you check your memory workflow context table to avoid duplicating ideas. So here I'm telling it to go reference the memory and context table, which I've created, which is called Emerging Topics Podcasts. So let's just unpack why I'm doing that. Well, I am actually later on in the workflow going to store the response from the agent inside of its memory bank so that it keeps learning and we're not duplicating the same ideas twice. Because the idea is I could then go build a workflow off the back of this knowledge where this agent could run once a week, for example, or once a month and send me a lovely bullet point report saying, hey, here are some new emerging topics for you to look at and consider that are happening within X department, aka marketing. And it keeps you on the precipice and you can actually send this report to your executive team as well. And you keep everyone focused and everyone up to date with what's going on and what's being discussed in the wider industry. So then we have this if condition. So this is basically saying, okay, hey, if the agent's response contains false, stop. If it doesn't, okay, if it's false, there's a bit of a double one there. It's a bit confusing, but if it doesn't contain false, then we want to save that information, aka the output from the agent, into the database, which is the memory or the context for the agent. And that is this workflow start to finish, which is going to analyze industry trends or topics. All that you would need to do to use this one is go ahead and edit what emerging topics are you wanting it to look for, and obviously set up the relevant podcast search.